the asset recovery team, headed by Councillor Edwin Martins, has filed a petition before Criminal Code Aid are seeking for some crucial document from Clark Hall Foundations, which is owned by the former First Lady, Clark Guia. And based on that petition that was filed before the court, Clark Foundations, held by its authority, questioned the petitions that were filed, petition for a rate of subpoena, the city con calling on them to produce documents that led to the constructions of this building. And according to the resistance that they filed, calling on the court to quash it because it violates the constitutional right, and a criminal asks them that they cannot produce evidence against itself. These were the arguments the lawyer make before the held by former Associate Justice Awaken Right and Councillor Geneton Massacre that they filed before the court. Based on these arguments that were heard, the pros and cons, the court finally ruled today, and from the court ruling, Clark Foundation suffers its legal setback, meaning that the petition to quash the entire rate of subpoena was denied, and they were given 1 week to produce the document, meaning that the action they filed to quash is not legally sound for the court, looking at all the law that was cited by Judge Elizabeth Willett, who is presiding over Criminal Code A, and who happened to be the resident judge of Criminal Code A. But following the ruling, the respondent's lawyer, which is Clark Foundation's Waking Right, took an exception to the court ruling and announced an appeal to the Supreme Court consistent with Chapter 24, Section 24.1 and 2 of the Criminal Procedure Law. And by his exception to the court ruling, the court granted it because appeal is a matter of law. So based on the court ruling, it's a place to stay on that identical decision that was taken by the court, ordering the management of Clark Foundation to submit all documents to the court that is needed by the
We are ready.
Okay. So we have before us the dues of the law school. Amidst social media unfolding, she have come to make clarity to the public, and she will announce a major action that she is about to take. So she will brief us. This will not be more than 5 minutes. She will address just within a split of time. Rachel, welcome to media.
Thank you very much. Kindly forgive the quality of my voice. Good evening, Liberians in and out of Liberia, and good evening to all members of the press. I want to thank you for the opportunity to come and clarify exactly what is trending on social media. A lot of people will say do not respond, just maybe, but I think we need to set example in this country, especially when it comes to repetition. I believe this is the most prestigious thing that I've built my reputation over the year, and I'm not going to sit back and watch somebody who's looking for, some public relevance to just come and tarnish my reputation. On the 20th of February, few persons reached out to me while I was conducting the homecoming for the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law, sending me photos of something that Martin Colley had posted about me being associated with fraud. And that took me aback because people that know me personally, when it comes to fraud, especially academic fraud, that's something I'm not and will never be associated with. I think our brother made a huge mistake by not doing due diligence, because if he had done that, he would have gotten the proper understanding of what is unfolding on campus. In my write-up on my Facebook page, I have discussed that. I actually wrote about what transpired or what is still happening on the campus. There are certain groups that feel really entitled to the presidency, and for the past 2 years, they've been very disrespectful to me. I've even complained to the dean, which she has not addressed, and they feel like they should produce the president. And once you don't align with them, they come at you. Any development that you carry on, they come and undermine it. So I've never paid attention to them. All I had to do was to achieve what I thought was necessary for the university or the law school. And I think they underestimated my strength, I would say, and my resilience. And by me emerging at the top of my class, it's not news to people I've sat in class with and people that I've lived with. I mean, like in my community, it's no news. I'm not a social media person. I really don't come in the social media showing out and other things. You know, I like to be in my space and just do things privately because I'm not looking for any relevance. So this is really strange to me that I found a lot of people reaching out, people I don't even know. I appreciate everyone who has reached out to me by call, text. I'm not be able to respond to everybody due to my graduation preparation. And because I've never been moved by what Martin wrote, because I know everything he did, he made serious mistake. So let's come to the reality of me falsifying my grades, me having C's that he cannot prove. You know, under our law provides that the burden of proof lies on the shoulder of the accuser. Martin has not been able to provide the public proper pieces of evidence to substantiate his allegations. First thing Martin said, I got 3 C's. He criminally gained access to my portal, but yet he cannot even show the 3 C's. Secondly, he said, I failed 3 courses. Again, he has not been able to provide the public the 3 courses that I failed in. For clarity, I have never failed in any course since my journey in the law school. I've never failed any course. Yes, I did a course over because the professor did not mark my copybook properly. It was an oversight. I mean, we all humans, it happened. I took my copybook back and she said she had sent her grades. She could not recall the grades. Because I believe in myself and I know I made something way more than C, I decided to do that course over just to improve my grade. And I got A+ in that same course. That's the only course I've ever done over. And it wasn't because I failed. And I mean, I only got 1 C graduating because the C I did, I was able to improve it to A. So I only got C in 1 course this semester that I'm graduating with. However, coming to defame somebody, you know, I think it's completely wrong. And the fact that I was able to go to law school, I went to law school to be able to defend myself, defend my family, and defend what is right. And if it comes to me now, I cannot defend myself, then I think I'm not prepared to be a lawyer. Coming to talk about freedom of speech. Your freedom of speech, yes, you may be right. However, it has boundaries. And if you would say today that I committed academic fraud, I changed my grade, I've never changed grade. I have no access to grades. I only go to check on my ledger to ensure that my grades are in, and what I made is what I have on my ledger. So every semester I take a picture of it. I've been very meticulous when it comes to my grades. Even my copybooks, I've been able to maintain all my copybooks that I even shared on my Facebook page. Furthermore, Martin continued to say the school is supporting me. He's calling names, naming the VPAA. The VPAA does not even know me in person. And I don't think that my parent will put her reputation on the line for me. Before she came up with whatever statement, she has legal advisor. She has all the other advisors, academic advisors, that were willing to advise her, I would think. So she would not just come up with a statement if she had not done proper investigation, which she even mentioned in her statement that she did proper investigation. You are claiming dues. Who is your dues? Why can't you name the person? Because I have the highest GPA. Even if I fail in 10 courses, I have the highest GPA. On that note, I'm not going to keep you long. I just came to provide clarity. On that note, since Martin has claimed that I committed academic fraud, and I'm not going to sit and allow this pass. My reputation is very important. For me, for those that know me, my family, my reputation is very important. So I've taken legal action against Martin Colley. So at least he can come and prove where I committed this fraud or what facts. Because if you're making allegations, it should be supported by facts and evidence. You have not been even able to provide proper facts. Neither have you been able to provide the proper evidence to substantiate your allegations. Hence, I've been able to file a lawsuit, as I said, and the amount in controversy being $3,500,000 United States dollars in general damages and $500,000 United States dollars in punitive damages. Is basically his allegations imputing criminal fraud and academic falsification constitute defamation per se under common law principles, historically persuasive in Liberian jurisprudence. The Supreme Court of Liberia has long recognized the protection of individual reputation as a legally cognizable interest deserving of a judicial remedy. The law in Liberia provides legal protection for reputation against defamation injury. Similarly, while freedom of speech is protected under Article 15 of the Liberian Constitution, such protection does not extend to false or malicious defamatory statements that injure private individuals. Comparative U.S. jurisprudence confirms that defamation actions remain constitutionally permissible remedies where false statements or facts cause reputational harm, which of course he has harmed my reputation. So I would like to end here. This is the document. This is just a pertinent part of the lawsuit that I filed, and that was what I was able to read out. So I will stop here. If you have any questions, I'll just take 1 or 2 questions. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. The last was the announcement of lawsuit against Martin Colley. But how are you going to go about this, given that Martin raised this allegation on social media and he's not in country? How do you go about this?
So whether you're in country or not, the public he has been able to use the platform is basically in Liberia, it's about Liberia. And I'm not going to explain all, but the law has its way of reaching to Martin Colley, and he will definitely be reached.
And with that, did Martin ever call you to ascertain as to whether the allegation raised and see the NA and all of that, get your side of the story before he went to the public? Did he ever call you?
Well, excuse me. Well, I think if he had done, he would have gotten the proper understanding of the politics on campus that they have gotten him involved with. No, to answer your question, he never called me. But he has just been making allegations without any proper evidence or the proper facts.
If I heard you right, my last question, you said Martin might have been involved into the petty politics on campus, and he is being used by those people who want to get at you. Do you know these people? Will you press charges against them for, spewing lies, with the character?
I think that first step is to start with Martin, and then whatever thing that is deemed necessary, will definitely handle it. And basically, if you ask if I know them, yes, we all attend the same university, or I would say attended because we are done now. Basically, these are ladies. I will tell you for a fact, it's not like only being emotional, because for me, I'm not the emotional person. I take my time to address issues. These are ladies that when they see things are happening or you're being successful, I think all of what they're doing comes from personal hate. Because everything they're running with, writing on their social media handles and stuff like that, that Martin is sharing on his page, they are the same people that are part of the organization that they really conduct themselves like sorry to, any other organization that would think, I'm trying to bring them to public disrepute. No, but this particular organization, they behave like it's a cult that you have to be a part of. And since I've been in the school, I believe that I should not be part of any society or any organization. It shouldn't be the means of me excelling in life. No, I should excel based on my hard work, my dedication. So I should not be aligned with a particular person or particular group in order for me to be popular or to be, a person of status. No, I work for everything I've ever earned. So these ladies that you see writing, if you go to their personal pages, you will see all of them part of this.
Tomorrow, But why is that doing? So I'm asking questions.
Such on the issue of the threshold bill that was passed recently, and then a motion of reconsideration was taken by one of our colleagues, which sparked heated debate around here. You know, on the 9th of December 2025, the House of Representatives passed on this bill and sent it to the Senate for concurrence. This bill was crafted following the submission of the 2022 census result, which puts Liberia's population at around 5.2 million plus. And this submission was done to satisfy the constitutional requirements that are enshrined in Articles 80D and 80E. In 80D, it says each constituency shall have an approximately equal population of 20,000 or such number of citizens as the legislature shall prescribe in keeping with population growth, a movement as reviewed by the National Census.
It's Magella Cooper. I'm the Senior Political Advisor to His Excellency Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. But I also happen to be the spouse of the Speaker.
The example of our President, His Excellency Joseph Boakai. This is why we are here. Let me be on record. This is the National Archive of Republic of Liberia that is the nucleus of Liberia. Go! Everything Liberia needs to reflect on the historicity how Liberia was built, we have it here. But the central government has forgotten about it. And will continue to require who will speak. Mercy! And the world will hear us.
Coming from the executive.
I say, I don't know why the president chose to think about football academy right after the exit of the footballing president. President Boga had never, I don't think he even played in elementary school. To sit and decide that you're going to pay a
I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me Mr. Journalist, I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now. And I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, is it based on money? Is it based on presidency? Is it based on technology? Is it based on war? Tell me, we got major headlines. Oh, we got major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers.
Indeed, a pleasant good evening from Liberia. It's a great pleasure to be on your radio, on your screen, sorry, and we are glad to be here tonight and a wonderful night to talk about things that matter the most of our beloved country, Liberia. So what is it we have on our desk? We are basically going to run you through with our first talking point here. We'll be looking at this update coming in from the National Investment Commission clarifying the status of Hotel Africa. And we got information that some group are claiming, some individual are claiming that, they have gathered information that the government now turned over the area to a group that will be responsible to spearhead the the rehabilitation or renovation process of the area. That's the right word to use, renovation, right? So we will talk about that. And later on, we will look into the situation coming in from the Atta Grant School of Law there at the University of Liberia. We've been told that the Board of Trustees now close up the situation by running a full investigation and putting halt toward the announcement of the dues of that part of the University of Liberia there. So we'll look at that. And finally, we will close up on the arrival and let's say the removal of the F moving equipments from the free port of Monrovia to Carisburg, where Unity Partisan is calling the place the Yellow Hill there at the barrack. So those are talking points we are going to be running through tonight. And right after that, we will be here to give you out of the best and hope you stick with us. Let's take this to be right back.
To sleep. Come and see the widow living in the street with her children. Since the daddy went to war to fight, he never lived to see them. The children have no shelter, oh, the children have no education. The children have no one.
So we'd like to say welcome back to the program and thanks for being there. My name is William McGill, and all you can do for us is to share this broadcast with as many people as you can as we go ahead with these discussions. So, information coming in from the National Investment Commission, the NIC, says they want to clarify recent public discussions concerning the Hotel Africa property. So, the NRC states that no time they has recognize, appointment, or endorse any authority or individual or entity, as developer for the Hotel Africa property and outside of the established government process. So there's a process that, there should be a process met by who be investor wanting to renovate or take on the project to bring one time famous Hotel Africa back to reality, and that process is what the NIC is talking about. Information that people wanting to take on the hotel, or some group of investors have come to take on the hotel. Of recent, we saw that our guys was asking people out of the site so that they could be able to have the process being carried out properly. So that's exactly what they're talking about. And if we go deep, this is that the government of Liberia, through the entire ministry ministerial committee, which is the IMCC, is currently engaged in structural discussions with a potential developer in accordance with framework and applicable laws and governing public assets. So they are currently engaged, with a structured discussion with a potential developer to be able to develop that place. And I think the government is moving in the right direction, right? Like investing and attracting investors to come and invest into Hotel Africa. When you read histories, you listen to histories, people tells you that was Africa, West Africa at the time, first class or five-star hotel, where every president, every big event that Africa wanted to host at the time could possibly be moved to Liberia because of the Hotel Africa, the Ducal, Palace. and these were hotels and places that government invest a huge fund of the taxpayers' money, and because of the war, you basically have things that we do not expect to happen, and those places now need renovation and some sort of development. So if it goes down into this release, it says the public is hereby informed that there is a defined statutory process for acquiring rights and so sorry for the disruption. Our internet here is so bad. Yeah, what to do? But again, like I said, can be able to go ahead and continue the program. So, like I said, right, these are things that the National Investment Commission said, and we hope that is in touch with the people, and basically that Hotel Africa can have investors coming in, and then they can be able to invest into that facility and be able to show the world how beautiful Liberia is. This alone, once this place is been renovated, is exactly something that will be able to spark a lot of attention to people out there that wanting to, tour around Africa and our country. We are hospitable people. And yeah, you can. I think is one thing to do is to inform the public about these kinds of situations and let them know that these things are intact and can no longer be something that should be spoken about in comments, that the government is doing this, the government is doing that, the government is doing this, the government is doing that, the government is doing this, so that the people can be informed and understand that these are things that are happening rather. These are things that are happening, and that they can be assured that the government is doing due diligence to making sure that these things happen properly and in the right trajectory and format that it needs to happen. And again, is one thing that we've said time with our numbers that we shouldn't just allow information dissemination to be something that properly. you know. So that's one thing we said, and we will continue to say is I think if this place is innovator, we have lots of investment coming in, and our people can be employed. So that's exactly what came out from the national, investment commission, and that that exactly what they had to say about about the misleading information that been circulating all around town. So if you get some misleading information, keep it to yourself, and don't feel that the government has already taken into consideration whatever you think that might have been. So exactly, we will take it right there and run through with our next topic tonight on the program, the roundtable. So at this point, I would just like for us to listen to. Let's read this release coming in right from the you know the the board of trustees at the law school there, from the Artagram School of Law, right? So let's let's do this. Um, let me just put this on the screen. We're not talking Hotel Africa anymore. Okay, so before I play, and then we interspice and talk about everything. I just want to let me see if I can get this release. Yeah, man, we're not looking for the yellow. Today is yellow machine day, right? I don't know, yellow day or however they call it. So let's bring this. It says University of Liberia Law School does announcement as controversial top graduates sues Mountain Cody. Now what we want to read about the board of trustees statement, and this is what they had to say. They said, Board of Trustees, University of Liberia. I have to look in what I display, right? PO Box 9020, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. And I can see that properly. Let me zoom in. It says, I don't know what it says here. What does this says? I don't know what it says. I can see that. So I'll read what I see, right? It says statement from the Board of Trustees, Monrovia, Liberia, February 25th, 2026. In light of the complaint filed by several graduating students and additional information that has come to the knowledge of the UL administration and Board of Trustees, the board has recommended to the UL administration to table the issue of announcing a law school dukes of the 2025 graduating class until an investigation commissioned has been completed. The board acknowledged that the statement issued by the president of the University of Liberia was based on information available to her at the time. The president did not have the benefit of the additional information now available to her and to the Board of Trustees. In review of in review thereof, the Board of Trustees has prevailed on the UL administration to table the matter of announcing a dues for the law school during the graduation until a clear determination is made after the board commission investigation is concluded. the board commission investigation is concluded. The board believes that the issue of dues of the law school can be confirmed after the graduation, and such will have no material impact on the graduation. The board therefore wishes all graduates in law abiding during these graduation ceremonies. The board further informs the general public that that the university places premium on the integrity of the academic process and who take all necessary steps to ensure no one is denied of a legitimate recognition or given a recognition that is undeserving. All parties are asked to remain calm. Signed, Senator Humanin T.H. Batikwa, Chairman, the Board of Trustees. So he's the Board of Trustees, Senator Batikwa, and this is the information we've got. Let's read another piece also coming in. It says, I got to stream my. Let me read this from the laptop. I think it gave me a lot of time to zoom in, zoom out, and everything I want to do would be easy, right? Yeah. So let me do this. Okay, this is what is available. Right. This is Republic of Liberia, Montserrat. Let me place this on the screen as well as I read it. Right. I think it makes sense for our discussion point, and we can move ahead. Someone said first ahead. Yeah, so let me place this. I think this is a rate. Mountain Quality, activist Mountain Quality, or whoever. I think that is a rate that's been fired there. So let me place this on the screen. And while this is going there, you can go there. So I'll read it. We're having difficulty to place it there, so I'll just read it. This is Republic of Liberia, Montserrat, in the 6th Judicial Civil Law Court for Montserrat County, sitting in its March term, AD 2026. Before His Honor J. Kennedy Peabody, presiding resident Sacred George. Madam Ezeta Jones Hall of the city of Monrovia, Montserrat County, Liberia, plaintiff versus Mr. Martin K. and Colley of the Republic of Liberia defendant. Action of damage for wrong for liable. Stem with today's date. Yesterday's date, 25th February 2026. The clerk, 6th Judicial Sacred Court for Montserrat County Temple of Justice, plaintiff rating direction. Upon receipt of this rating direction together with the accompanying documents consisting of plaintiff's complaint, exhibit, and affidavit, you are at this moment required to file the above course of action in which the parties mentioned earlier as plaintiff and defendant, respectively, for trial during the March term of the 6th Judicial Sacred Court AD 2026 and of this Honorable Court on 16 being the March instant, therefore at 10 o'clock a.m. You are further directed to issue a writ of summons and place same in the hands of the sheriff of the Honorable Court, commanding him to summons the defendant mentioned earlier to appear in the courtroom of the 6th Judicial Civil Law Court for Montserrat County with his formal appearance or answer on or behalf before the 7th day of March, AD 2026, and upon their failure to appear, judgment by default will be rendered against them. You are further directed to require the sheriff to make this his official returns to as to the form and manner of service of the writ of summons on the request or reverse of identical to our office on or before the 7th day of March. So we'll play a Zeta clip, and once we're done with that, then we can go ahead with this discussion.
Briefer, this will not be more than 5 in the split of time. Right, welcome to the meeting.
Thank you. Kindly forgive the poor quality of my voice. Good evening, Liberians in and out of Liberia, and good evening to members of the press. I want to thank you for the opportunity to come and clarify exactly what is trending on social media. You know, a lot of people will say to not respond, just be. But I think we need to set example in this country, especially when it comes to repetition. I believe this is the most prestigious thing that I have. I've built my repetition over. I'm not going to sit back just looking for relevance to just come and tarnish my repetition. On the 20th of February, few persons reached out to me while
we are with
Secondly, he said, I failed 3 courses. Again, he has not been able to provide the public the 3 courses that I failed in. For clarity, I have never failed in any course since my journey in the law school. I've never failed any course. Yes, I did a course over because the professor did not mark my copybook properly. It was an oversight. I mean, we all humans, it happened. I took my copybook back and she said she had sent her grades. She could not record the grades. Because I believe in myself and I know I made something way more than C, I decided to do that course over just to improve my grade. And I got A+ in that same course. That's the only course I've ever done over. And it wasn't because I failed. And I mean, I only got 1 C graduating because the C I did, I was able to improve it to A. So I only got C in 1 course this semester that I'm graduating with. However, coming to defame somebody, you know, I think it's completely wrong. And the fact that I was able to go to law school, I went to law school to be able to defame myself. I cannot defend myself, then I think I'm not be a lawyer. I mean, to talk about freedom of speech, your freedom of speech, yes, you may be right. However, it has boundaries. And if you would say today that I committed academic fraud, I changed my grade, I've never changed grade. I have no access to grades. I only go to check on my ledger to ensure that my grades are in and what I made is what I have on my ledger. So every semester I take a picture of it. I've been very meticulous when it comes to my grades. Martin continued to say the school is supporting, he's calling names. PPA does not even know. I don't mind will petition on the line. She has all the other advisors, academic advisors, that were willing to advise her, I would think. So she would not just come up with a statement if she had not done proper investigation, which she even mentioned in her statement that she did proper investigation. You are claiming those